Hello YouTube, this is Bullman8 here. Today, we're actually going, as you can see, we're in the video. Well, the replay thing for League. So, what we're going to actually end up doing here is, I was playing Kha'Zix this game. I'm doing a little mini video for potentially if people want to learn how to play Kha'Zix.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And I forgot to grab some of the information. But I'm going to tell you all this. This was a game where I did better than I probably should have. So it's just... But first, what I want you guys to look at are the team comps. As you can see, the enemy team comp has Kled, Zen, Zed, Misfortune, and Brand. Well, my team had Sion, Kha'Zix, Galio, Vayne, and Nami. This match right here, I would have to classify as one of the perfect situations for Kha'Zix, for damage-wise. Because Kled will be a big problem. Kled, because of how you can get back on Skarl, if the Kled is smart, can be a major issue for you. Xin Zhao, you should be able to burst him down really rapidly. Same thing with Zed, Misfortune, and Brand. So, let's get into this. I won't do the full video, it's just
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, so first I want to use over here as an example. I'll use double kill Eric as an example. Okay, so see how Brand and Fortune are getting up separate? Right there. Comes down here soon. Double kill. Let them in slow. You notice though, she's not pulling back at all. Here I come. With how low she is, this was just quick. Good look. Boom, needed. I picked her off. That is something Kha'Zix excels at. If an enemy is caught out and they're squishy like that, he can excel at just killing them almost immediately. That is one of the biggest things with Kha'Zix. You want to go for the isolated targets. The isolated targets are the key for if you want to do well as Kha'Zix at all. Because his damage... Well, let's go look at his abilities. Unseen Threat. When Kha'Zix is not visible to the enemy team, he gains Unseen Threat, causing his next basic attack against an enemy champion to deal bonus magic damage and slow. So you can see how that's useful. Taste Their Fear is part of what hit that Misfortune so hard. As you can see, it wasn't dealing that much damage here, but the isolation bonus. Let's go back and watch that a bit more. Okay. So, as you can see, the Brand splits off from Misfortune. Misfortune doesn't know Misfortune. I hit her with not just my Q, but Unseen Threat. These two together just caused the damage that you saw there. But I also procced my Electrocute because I hit her with my Void Spike. The faster you can burst an enemy down as Kha'Zix, the better you are off. Because what you want to do is you want to get in there, get out. Okay, so let's now go to... This is... Okay, so it's 28, 50. Okay, so this team fight right here. I want you guys to watch out. See me go for this? I don't really kill her. I pull off. But the Galio and Scion cover for me while Tommy kills me. But because of that, I get my E off. I got cooldown because of how I evolved it. And it turned into a triple kill. That play right there, the only reason why it worked was because I was able to get out. Because the tanks, Galio and Scion, covered for me. Because of how those two covered for me, I was able to escape, get healed a bit by our Nami, and then dive back in there and pick up one kill after the other. Where it was only a triple kill. But it was just a pop the first one. Because of how I had the evolved wings, I was able to leap onto the next one, get that kill. And then evolved wings again. Another kill or assist. Able to pop back onto the last one, pick up the triple kill. That is the biggest. That was a prime example of what I was talking about earlier. With how Kha'Zix is there for picking off the easy targets. But, if you notice, Misfortune, DPS. Zed, DPS. Ren, DPS. Well, Zed's burst, but because of these two being down, I will tell you this. This brand, the entire game was stunning me. That was my issue. As you can see here, 15, 4, and 6. Not too bad. But it was the brand. Okay, so now let's rewind a bit. I want to show you that on a bit of a bigger scale. Let's talk about his part of Kha'Zix's passive, which includes his ult. Kha'Zix's ult for each, yes, it increases stealth, but for time, auto that. Each time he rolls up his ult, another point. Then another point. He can modify one of his 4 abilities. His Q gives him increased range, and when he attacks a isolated target with his Q, it gives the Q a 50% shorter cooldown. Meaning, with having a 4-second cooldown, you hit someone that's isolated, it instead has a 2-second cooldown. Really handy. That one is the first one I always start with when I play Kha'Zix. Because it helps with your jungle clear if you're playing Kha'Zix jungle. That is the level 6 one that you want to grab. When you reach level 11, I think is when you get the next point, grab your E. That is the wings. Because as you saw with this triple killer right here, it was I got out, I'm pretty sure I burned, yeah, I used my E butter on low cooldown. It came off cooldown. Died, got in there, got these out, got back out there, killed his dead, got back in there, popped. Right. All because of that E. That reset on the E can help you if they're spread out. It can pick you up the kills. That is probably one of the biggest things you have to have overall. You want to make sure you understand that portion of Kha'Zix 100%. So, and now we'll talk about what Kha'Zix's W. Now we've talked about how his W and E, well, his Q and his E. Sorry about that. But his W is just as crucial as his Q in jungle. Because let's go back to the start of the game. Right around It was after I got blue buff. Okay. See how I'm killing blue buff right here. I smite it. And then I go head over to the I better my Q. Well, not Q. Well, I didn't use it, but I used the W. That W, if you're pointing blank to it, you'll see. The evolved form of it fires it out in a cone instead, where it's 3 spikes. So you can hit multiple targets, but the healing does not stack. So, keep that in mind. But Kha'Zix's ult, which I know I used around a Baron fight. I think it was this Baron fight right here. No, I think okay, this was where the brand killed me. See how that worked there? Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking for a good example of where I use my... So, over here I drag. So, I run. I go. This is where you're going to see the evolved form. I go stealth. The evolved form of the Kha'Zix ult is where you go into a bush you haven't been in for a while. It stealths you. And when you stealth, you gain a bit of a movement speed. So yeah. I still died there, but... That can be a great tool for ganking. I would not suggest it. I always get it last. I never go with the W upgrade. Because the W upgrade just doesn't do what it needs to. If it stacked the healing, great. But that'd be overpowered. But let's talk about reverse side for them regarding the Kha'Zix. Which the best example is that Misfortune Death that I showed you guys. I think I already showed you guys, I don't know. Okay. No, what's up over here? That's all. But third tower. I flashed my mastery. Guess why not? I got over the ball here. See how I put the leg there. Out. Lights us up a bit. I go for her. Is she isolated? No. That was my mistake. Right there. She was not isolated. Even though she's not isolated, look at what happened. I couldn't burst her down. You want to make sure you're not isolated when you're fighting a Kha'Zix. A Kha'Zix is dependent upon his damage, which his damage is almost fully negated if they're not isolated. There were multiple incidents in this game where enemies were isolated, but like this one, as I've shown you before. You guys are probably getting sick of this, but see, they're not isolated by poke. I get out of there. Those two protect me. As you kill her, I get in there. The enemy team left without working isolated. Zed isolates himself. Brand is isolated. I didn't first put it down because of that. That was the how that worked. If fighting Kazakhs, do not let yourself be isolated. Group up. You want to be grouped up for fighting the Kazakhs. Because otherwise, you're dead. You're just going to die. Now, alternative option is just be a tank, which, as you can see, the only one that is tanky on their team is Kled. Kled is the closest to being their tank overall. But the two scenarios for Kaz, this is, as a whole, this is my ending right here. If you want to play Kazakhs or be able to beat Kazakhs, pay attention to the isolation. Pay attention to it. Because if you're isolated, you're going to die if you're fighting him. And then as Kazakhs, always stick to the edges and pick off the easy targets. Pick off those easy targets, because one easy target gone reduces the damage that they're dealing, or maybe the crowd control they're using. Kazakhs is designed for picking off the squishy targets. That is why he is also very squishy as well. So you want to have at least 2 tanks on your team for playing it. As you can see here, I got lucky enough to have 2 tanks. Because it's literally a thing of those 2 tanks can peel for him if he needs to get out. And maybe get out themselves like they did there. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is just going to be a new series I'm going to do, and whenever I have a game where I do fairly well as a champion, I'm making one of these videos for you guys. Because I want to show you guys both the good plays and bad plays. Which I guarantee, when I have a good game, I'm going to make both overall. So I can easily show you guys what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Anyways, see you all later.